much light.
I kept wanting to say, you are light.
You are light. Ariana's light. We are light. Oh, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, is everyone rested?
Yeah.
Ish? Or you like one eye at the clock going, wait, what time is it? What's going on? So, good morning again, beloveds. I have been thinking about forgiveness a lot because my workshop starts this afternoon, and so it's been sort of in my energy field. And what I realized is that before I even speak about forgiveness, I must start with the premise that each of us is light. I am light, I am light. That's our truth. That's the truth of us. There is a place within each one of us that is eternal and it is divine. It is the God Spirit love magnificent part at the center of each one of us. It is that place within us that has never been harmed or hurt in any way. And it lives at the center of our soul. It is peaceful and compassionate. It's the indwelling love that walks with us. It is that wisdom within us that can soften our edges on the breath if we choose it. The Quakers called it the indwelling light. Emerson used to say, "My giant goes with me wherever I go." Hildegard von Bingen wrote, "There is music of heaven in all things." That, my friends, is God or spirit or love within us. That is the kingdom, the queendom, and the kingdom within each one of us. That is our light, and we get to co-create with that. Shakespeare wrote, "We are such stuff as dreams are made on." So I ask you, what is your dream? What is your dream? Really, right here, right now, today, in this very place where you are in your life today. Maybe you have a big, huge dream. Maybe you've been visioning it and co-creating it for a very long time. That's great. Maybe your dream is very simple. Maybe it's a small, tender dream. That's great too. And maybe you don't even know what your dream is yet, but I'm going to invite you, as Shelley Walker so beautifully said in her opening prayer, to be willing. To be willing to be open to a dream for yourself. Either way, wherever you fall on that spectrum, so to speak, everything we teach here in New Thought that everything is always created twice. Everything is created twice, first in thought and then in the manifest world. So if you think about this for a moment, if you think about planting a garden, you think about it first, then you plant it, right? We think about building a deck or a chicken coop or a business or a family, and then we do that. Now, it may not be what we originally thought it was going to be. Usually it's not. Oh, dear. So many things, so many well-laid plans, but the reason for that is because God's Spirit source energy always has a bigger, better, brighter, more bold idea than anything that we could ever come up with. But the thing is here is that we must think it first. So I want to invite you just for a moment, it's just us and our friends online. Hello, loves. Just right where we are. If you're comfortable, place your hand on your heart. Just take a deep breath. Just an easy breath in. Close your eyes for a moment. Friends online, you can do this right where you are. Just allow yourself to see your dream. Whatever that is for you, whatever that is, what would you like to bring into your life right now? Just breathe. This doesn't have to be difficult at all. And maybe it comes to you in the form of sort of moving pictures, like a movie. Or maybe it's a portrait. Maybe it's one picture of something. Check in and notice, what does it sound like? What color is it? What does it feel like? Maybe it comes to you as a song. It's all correct, however this comes to you. And maybe you're in that place of just being willing. So in this moment, I invite you just to be willing. There's no wrong way to do this. Just breathe in And allow this dream of yours to be seen, heard, and felt right here in the safety of your own heart. And when you're ready, just gently open your eyes. It's effortless. Just open your eyes. We, my friends, are such stuff as dreams are made on. Now, this may be a familiar dream for you. Whatever it is, just recognize that this dream for you, whether it's new, whether you're in the willing place, whatever it is, this is part of your inner light. This comes from your inner heaven, your unique, magnificent inner heaven. Scientist Dr. Irish Shriver wrote, "Everything in us originated in cosmic explosions billions of years ago. Along with everything in the universe and on Earth, we originated from stardust." She writes, and that stardust continuously floats through us even today. So even science tells us that we have this powerful light that we came here to this earth with. And I believe that this powerful light, this inner love sits at the seat of our soul. It's here to shine brightly, not only for ourselves, but for each other, for the planet, for the betterment of our world. And what I know is that as great as this light is, and you could feel it when Ariana was singing earlier, as great as this light is, if we are holding resentments or unforgiveness for ourselves or others, what ends up happening is that resentment, that negativity, covers the light within us. It covers it up and it blocks our ability to create our good. The good that we want to experience, the dream that we want to bring into manifest. It blocks it. So, whatever the reason that may block it, what I want to share with you is that you can today make the decision, and I'm inviting you today, to, as Jesus of Nazareth said, lift the bushel off of the light. Buddha said, be a lamp unto ourselves. This idea that our light is meant to be revealed and not concealed is found throughout the lexicon of comparative religions and theological study. This is commonplace. This is part of the human experience, letting our light shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, right? We teach that to our babies because they already know that. They know that when they come in. Somewhere along the line, we forget. So here is the deal. I understand that somewhere along the line we can forget that. And we can, because life can be what life can be sometimes with challenges and difficulties. That sometimes we're not particularly feeling light. We're not particularly feeling lightness. Or perhaps when we're going through a season of challenge or difficulty, it can be hard to lift up that bushel, to be a lamp unto ourselves. And this reminded me of a story that I want to share with you. I love this story, and if you're Jewish, you may have heard this growing up in synagogues. It's often told on Yom Kippur, not always, but sometimes. And for those of you who don't know, Yom Kippur is this very sacred and important day. It was about a month ago today, I believe. And it's a day dedicated to atonement and forgiveness. It's a story from the Hebrew Bible. It's actually from Leviticus. And here's the story. So way long time ago, there would be a Jewish community, and once a year, they would bring into the synagogue a goat. They would bring a goat into the synagogue, and the leader of the community, called the high priest, he would gather up all of the members of this community. He would gather all of their, what they called sins. We call them errors, mistakes. He would gather up all of their pain, their missteps, their unforgiveness, and he would symbolically place all of it in his hands. Imagine this. He would take all of their pain, and then he would place his hands on the goat. and he would send the goat out into the wilderness to die. Bye-bye, goat. Go, bad stuff. Now, I want to be very clear. I do not believe in sending anything out into the wilderness to die. This is a story. But it's a metaphor. It's a powerful idea that you can collectively take your stuff, the pain, and send it out of the building. Send it out. Ernest Holmes said, I am at home in the heart of God, and God is at home in the heart of me. We live in the home. Our heart is the home for spirit. And so I'm inviting you to take whatever it is that is disturbing your home and send it out. This, by the way, is where the term scapegoat came from, for those of you who don't know. There's so much wisdom to be gained in this idea of just sending and releasing whatever errors we are carrying out of the building. So I have a suggestion, and it does not require an actual goat. All right. So what little thing right now on your next breath that you are holding inside can you just send out of this sanctuary? What little thing? Maybe it was a slight from a coworker or a family member or a friend. Maybe just it's a little concern and niggling worry that you might have somewhere. Okay? Whatever that is, fill in the blank. Let's just try it. Just take an easy breath in, and on the exhale, just invite it out of the building. Let it go. This is one example, just on the breath. We can visualize it exiting the building and galloping down A Avenue and out. Out it goes. Here's the deal. When we have a dream that we want to manifest, it is absolutely imperative that we make sure that our channel is clear for the divine flow to work through us so we can co-create and partner with it. So we must rid ourselves of the little things, even those little irritations, the daily things that just get us all kind of And at the end of the day, we're in a bad mood, and it's like, what? Why? Because we're letting all this stuff build up unconsciously. This is on the breath to let it out. So there's the little things, and then there's the big things. Sometimes we have bigger things that need a little bit more of attention, right? It's easier to take the little stuff and go, all right, be gone, done. And there's bigger stuff. And this is the perfect time of year for this work. We are officially in the fall season. Yay, fall. How many people are fall people? I love, the pumpkins, everything. So the word fall actually entered our vernacular or our language pretty late. The English word for this season that we are in right now started out simply as harvest. Our harvest dinner is on the 15th. That date is correct. I hope to see you all there. So it was called the harvest, and then autumn began to be used. Autumn was from the Latin autumnus or ucnus, which means increase. Autumn, harvest means increase. What's interesting to me is because then when the leaves started to fall, the exact phrase, the leaves start to fall, is where we got the word fall from. So we went from harvest to autumn to fall. But it's all the same thing. And we don't necessarily think of fall as a time of increase because the leaves are falling off the trees and the days are getting shorter and there's less sunshine. You know, when we think of spring, it has a whole different connotation, doesn't it? You know, we spring forward, the flowers are springing up. Oh my, you have a spring in your step, dear one. You know, spring. It's a whole different feeling. But when we think of the word fall, it can feel somewhat negative, like falling down or falling back, a short fall, a pitfall, a pratfall, which I hope is a funny fall, right? We don't think of the word fall or this time of year as being associated with increase. However, it is a direct descendant of the idea of harvest or increase. So I have this beautiful, beautiful old tree in my front yard. It's massive, it's exquisite. And when the leaves just recently started to drop from the tree, I felt this tinge of sadness, you know? I think sometimes as humans, I know for me, sometimes it can be hard to let things go, especially something that's beautiful. That tree gives such beautiful shade, and this Irish redhead needs shade. So I have to, just put the bullfrog on, it's fine. Even here in Portland, yep. But the color in the yard starts to change, all the gorgeous colors. So it's an adjustment. It's an adjustment to that. And yet, despite what's happening in my front yard, what I know is that this is the time of year when the trees are about to show us how lovely it is to let things go. Now, I used to think that leaves fell off trees because it got so cold that the leaves withered, and then the wind got so strong they just blew the leaves off the tree, which just made a huge mess in my yard. Not so, as it turns out. It is not so. Actually, trees are naturally proactive, and it's this very cool process. As the days grow shorter and colder, those changes trigger an actual hormone within the tree that sends this chemical message to every single leaf on the tree that in essence says, time to go, time to be on your way. It's this exquisite internal process whereby the tree itself actually gives each leaf on the branch this little push. So it dangles off the branch, and then magnificent Mother Nature comes along with a gentle breeze and whoosh, finishes the job. Isn't that genius? The leaves fall off the branches because the tree knows they have to in order to survive the winter and grow new leaves in the spring. So this seeming, shedding, releasing, letting go is actually this gloriously divine plan of increase, of survival, of renewal, and of growth. And as humans, so often, boy, we just want to hold on to our leaves, don't we? Every last leaf. We just want to hold on. Why? Sometimes we're afraid of the unknown, and so often we leave these dangling oldies but goodies dangling for years. The leaves of unforgiveness, of resentment, of negative self-talk, the leaves that we still have on unhealthy habits or toxic relationships, fear, failure of the unknown. Those leaves. Anyone? And if you think about it for a minute, perhaps long ago, some of those leaves may have kept us safe and protected, like shade. Who knows, they may have even looked beautiful at one time. But it's time to let them go. It's time to send that goat out into pasture, honey. Mary Oliver wrote, "All things are inventions of holiness, some more rascally than others." Some of those leaves that you are hanging on to might be a little rascally, but you can do it. You can let them go. You can. Because when we decide that it's time for us to remove the old and make room for the new, God's source, spirit, energy partners with us and rushes in like that beautiful breeze to assist us. It might look like a practitioner or a class or a book or a service or being in spiritual community, time in nature, whatever that is for you. But truly in God or energy or spirit or love or source, all things are possible. And when we decide to trust this divine love, oh, the universe has our back. It has our best intentions. It's got us. That is God. It will always rush in. It will always rush in and assist us in the removal of that which is hurting our heart. This is how we let God be God in our life. We surrender to knowing that we co-create with the divine, not only that which we want to bring into our lives, but we also co-create with the divine that which we want to let go of our lives. So, this week, my first tool that I want to offer you is coming soon, in a moment, on the screen, maybe. It's a new thing, thank you. So, Rand, my love, he's not gonna happen. All right, here we go. Yay, thank you, Rand. Okay, so the first spiritual tool for you this week is to open up and get clear on what your dream is. However big or small, allow it in, see it, hear it, feel it in your heart and in your mind. Spiritual tool number 2. Oh, Rand, you're so good. 2, see the annoyances in your life exiting the building, a la the goat. So the next time you experience a slight, or something that just makes you feel kerfuffly in a moment, take a breath on the exhale and just visualize it leaving. Let it go. Let it go, let it go. Frozen Part 2 is coming November 22nd. Let it go, baby. And the last one, spiritual tool number 3, let go of the leaves that you're still holding on to and allow God or Spirit to be the gentle breeze in your life. Give them permission to go. There is so much assistance for you here. You can stay and pray with a practitioner after service. Whatever it is that works for you, you have support. And once and for all, letting it go and co-creating with the divine to release that which is no longer serving you. Are we good? You got it? All right. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.